Hey friends, so I tend to have quite high opt-in rates on my landing pages. For example, the one I'm going to show you today hovers usually between a 60 to 64% opt-in rate. And so I'm going to show you how I do that. It's not magic, it's science, okay? It's a formula, you can break it down, you can reverse engineer. So that's what we're going to do today is we're going to reverse engineer my 64% opt-in rate. So you can do the same for your own pages, okay? Now, I'm going to show you exactly what I do, but before we do that, I need you to do two things. Number one, I need you to make sure you are actually measuring your opt-in rate. Sometimes people will come to me and they'll say, Kaylee, I don't have as many people like joining my list or opting in for this thing as I would like, or I don't have, I want to grow my community, but it's not growing as fast as I want. And I will say, well, okay, what's your conversion rate like on your opt-in page, on your lead magnet, on whatever? And they will say they don't know. So I'm like, okay, well then how do you know it's not working? So number one, please make sure you're actually checking at least weekly, like what is your conversion rate on this page, okay? So I want you to have a minimum 20% opt-in rate, like 20% we can work with. When it's 20%, there's tweaks we can do to improve that opt-in rate. If it's less than that, that's when I would get a little concerned, suspicious of asking myself, like, is this something people actually want? Okay, so even in this day and age, like to ask someone to give you their email address is a big deal. The reason why I think my freebies are always so successful is I treat those landing pages like regular sales pages for paid offers, okay? I treat my free stuff just like my paid stuff. It has to be really good quality, and the promotion is it's like the same as a paid thing, okay? So even if you're just asking for somebody's email address, like you're still asking for them to give you something in exchange for value. So make sure that what you're giving people for free is still really, really good, and that you are communicating that value just as much as you would for a paid thing, okay? So make sure it's something that people really, really want. Remember, people buy solutions to problems, and that goes for free stuff. Is your free thing actually solving a problem for people, okay? So, yes, so let me show you. Let me bring up. This is one example of a high converting landing page I have right now. And then I'm going to go into how I think about this and break it down, and basically the formula I use, but then a couple different options in case this just isn't your style. So, so number one, I always have a mock-up. So notice here on the left-hand side, so even if it's like this is a digital product, right? People need it to feel tangible. So even if it's a digital thing, make some kind of mock-up just to communicate visually what is this, okay? It really matters to people. They need to be able to see it. People love the word free. So basically whenever I use the word free, I capitalize it. So notice here how I have set this up so that the mock-up, the headline, and then the form where they enter their name and email, that is all visible without them having to scroll, okay? So what this section of the page is called is above the fold. So whatever section, whether it's a landing page, sales page, anything, whatever loads without somebody having to scroll is called above the fold. This is the most important part of any landing page, sales page, okay? 80% of your time needs to be on this section, because if this section isn't good, people are not going to bother scrolling. They're going to X out of it, okay? They don't have time. So I like to have this have all the important information to hook people. So notice how even under the mock-up, I have a testimonial there too. So I've really packed this above the fold section as much as I can with the important stuff. So your headline, super important, mock-up, social proof, okay? And then I make it easy so they don't even have to scroll. They can just opt in right here in this form without even having to scroll, okay? And a little hack I'm going to tell you, and I don't even want to share this because it's so good, but I'm going to share it because I love you guys. Notice the orange of the button that says, yes, I want to grow my biz in 10 days. That particular shade of orange on the button, that is the Amazon orange. That is hex code FF9900. I use that on all my buttons. Why? Because they have done studies, and I would recommend if you use a landing page builder that allows you to do easy like beta testing of different, make one tweak on a variation of your page to see which version of your landing page performs better. Through many studies, they have found that this particular shade of orange gets more people to click than pretty much any other color. So that is why I use FF9900, that particular orange, the Amazon orange, for all of my buttons. So you're welcome. Thank me later. So then we can scroll. So notice how this is me sharing like a bit of my story. I'm already sharing social proof. Steal the process that sold out my offer before doors even opened. And then I go into more proof, okay? You're gonna notice that's a recurring theme here. Proof, proof, proof. When in doubt, share proof. It's the easiest hack ever. How do you get more people to opt into your stuff? Show proof. What do you do if you don't have proof? Get proof, okay? So I share like, yes, this actually works. Then there's a bit about me because I didn't want this to be, faceless. I want people to know. I want people to see a smiling face. So even psychologically, that's important. Human beings naturally scan our environment for faces. We are more likely to connect with someone if we see a human face, especially a smiling face. And they've done studies. If you will sell more if you seem happy. If you seem like you are enjoying your business, enjoying your offer, people will buy that. Statistically, people are more likely to buy. So yes, I want a happy, smiling photo of me. So especially even in your hero section up here, if you don't if it's like a free call with you or whatever, some way, shape, or form, I like to have a smiling person somewhere on the page. Okay. More social proof. See the logo bar. More social proof. Because people are asking, hey, can I trust this person? Can they actually do what they're saying? And then I go into desires. Do you want this? Is this you? Another hack. What will make your stuff work so much better? So that first line of, this is for you if you want to start letting people know you exist as a coach. That is voice of customer. Literally somebody who I would consider to be in my target market. She's a coach. She messaged me on Facebook and said, I really want to start letting people know I exist as a coach. So I literally have a Google Doc, and I would recommend, please pause this video and go do this. Make a Google Doc, title it Voice of Customer, and I have it open all the time. And whenever I'm talking with someone or I see wording from my target market anywhere that is really good, that talks to their pain points or their desires, I copy it and I paste it into my Google Doc. And word for word, I don't touch it. I just let them use their words to describe their desires, their pain points. So literally, I had someone reach out to me, say, I really want to let people know I exist as a coach. So that makes your job making any kind of landing page or sales page 10 bajillion times easier. You literally just go to your Voice of Customer doc and copy and paste from there. That copywriting is done for you. So I literally just took that, put that as my first bullet point here, because I know that is the pain point of my target market. Yeah. See, ready to kickstart? Yep. So yeah, basically, do you want this? I think trying to build your scalable offer, you need to be more visible. That's also Voice of Customer that I had collected. And then I just go into a reiteration. I share the form again. Just a reiteration of hey, call to action, opt in. And more Voice of Customer. If you haven't been as active as you need to be on social, again, that was literally my ideal client, actually one of my current clients saying to me, I know I haven't been as active as I need to be on social. So I'm okay, perfect. I'm going to put that in here. And again, notice the Amazon orange button, okay? So I wanted to hop on really quick just as I'm editing this video and say, if you're wondering but Kaylee, how does it look so good? because I think it does look pretty. I really like pretty things. I do think having a page look good does make a difference. So if you're wondering, like, Kaylee, what do you build this page out on? Why does it look so good? It's show it. Okay, that's my preferred. That's what my website is built on. That's my preferred spot for hosting my landing pages. So I have a code. If you want a month free of Show It, if you want to try it out, use code Kaylee, my first name, Kaeli. I'll leave the link in the description. But if you want to try a month free of Show It, which is, I think, the best option, I've used all the options out there for websites, landing page builders, all of it. I love Show It. So if you want to try that out, I highly recommend. Notice how the formula that I use on this page is really just sharing as much proof and voice of customer as possible. Like, that's the hack. Okay, this Amazon orange, you can use that all day, all over your sales page, but like if you don't have proof, if your stuff isn't good and it doesn't work, and you don't actually know what your people want, then it doesn't matter. So I could add in, notice there's no real like pain point section here. It's kind of in here, like, you know, it's implied like you're invisible as a coach. It's implied that people don't know you exist, but I haven't specifically created like a pain point section. If my conversion rate on this page wasn't so high, I would add that in. But because the opt-in rate on this page is so high, I'm not touching it. I'm just going to let it do its thing. Now, there's a couple different formulas, we can call them, for how to do your pages. Okay, so let me bring up my iPad here. Cool. Okay. So, direct response copy. Okay. This just means, don't get like intimidated. Direct response just means like you are asking somebody to do a thing in written format. So like conversion copywriting, direct response copy, that's just you trying to get somebody to do a thing. Okay, that's what you're doing on an opt-in page, on a landing page, on a sales page, whatever. Okay, so there's a couple of different formats. So what you just saw, I started out with proof and a bit of my story, right? So like, steal the process that sold out my offer before doors even opened. So I'm telling you what happened with me and talking about the proof. And then I go more, the whole page is proof, right? So that's what I'm starting with. That's my headline, okay? And then I go into their desires. Like, do you want to be, let's go back here. Like, do you want blah, 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 proof? And I'm kind of implying it here. Like, do you want to unlock your next level of your business quickly? Do you want to let people know you exist as a coach? You want to build your scalable offer? So I'm talking about their desires. Now, traditionally, this is where you would talk about their pain points. You would say, like, maybe you've tried this thing. Maybe you've done this. Maybe you're afraid of doing this. I don't have that in there. But again, as I said, if that page wasn't converting so well, I would definitely add in a section saying like, hey, if you have been, you know, trying your hand at social and you've been posting once a week, but, you know, it hasn't been going how you want, it's not your fault, or I feel you, I've been there. So you could do this section. I just don't have it on that page. And then a reiteration of the offer / call to action, okay? So another formula is where and you've probably seen this one a lot, and it works well, where you start with the pain point. Like, hey, are you tired of having no energy throughout your day? I'm going to use a hypothetical example here, okay? If you're like a nutritionist, you know, are you tired of the 3 p.m. energy crash every day? Are you tired of being, you know, are you tired of needing caffeine through an IV drip every day, whatever that pain point is, those headlines do tend to be quite effective. And I won't even go into this, but there's some talk of are pain points or talking about pain points unethical? I don't think so. I think it's just real. You're just talking about people's experience. I don't think it's unethical to tell people the truth. Like, people buy solutions to problems. If they didn't have problems, they wouldn't buy stuff. So you're actually helping them by saying, like, hey, are you dealing with this problem? I can help you. I don't think that's unethical. I genuinely think there's an argument for it being unethical if you didn't. If you have a solution to somebody's problem, anyway, you know that whole argument. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. How do you feel about pain point marketing? Anyway, so pain point headlines tend to be really effective because people want solutions to their problems. So then you can go into what they want / your own story. So, like, keeping with the nutritionist example, like, hey, like, do you want, like, quick breakfast options that don't take an hour to make in the morning, and then you have, like, because you have to make, work with all these ingredients, cook, clean up all before, like, 7 a.m., and everybody's rushing around and everybody's just trying to get ready. Like, you want to be healthy, but, like, you also don't have time for all this. Like, are you tired of feeling hungry all day? Like, hey, I've been there. I've done all these things. Here's my story. Here's what happened for me. And then you go into proof. So in this example, you could do, like, whatever, if you have, okay, so part of your story for that was, like, I came up with, 7 protein-packed breakfast ideas that I just, like, meal prep on Sundays, and then I have for the whole week. And this system has saved me literally hours per week. I have more energy than I've ever had. And then I started sharing these recipes, this system with my audience, and they love it. And then so you could share proof of, like, here are some of their results from using this protein breakfast system. And then your offer, call to action is, like, opt in to get these amazing protein breakfasts for free, and it'll change your life. Okay, so this is another, you can see how it's all the same elements, they're just switched around a little bit. So there's a third one. We can fit it in here. Okay. So you could start your headline with their desire. What do they want? Hey, do you want simple breakfast, like simple protein-packed breakfast ideas that take less than 60 seconds of your morning? Like, I'm convincing myself. If somebody is watching this and you have that, drop the link in the comments because I will buy it. So you can start instead of calling out. So here, we're calling out the pain of, like, are you wasting time and energy every morning, driving yourself crazy, just trying to get your protein requirements? Here, you're starting out by calling out what they want. Do you want to make it make hitting your protein needs inevitable? Do you want to save time in the morning? Blah, blah, blah. Essentially, you get it. You're calling out what they want. And then you go into your proof, your story. Oh my God, that's a story. Story. Okay, you get it. This is messy writing. Sorry, guys. And then you would go into, like, hey, I was like you, blah, blah, blah. Here's what I did, blah, blah, blah. But it wasn't always this way. You've probably read that line on a lot of sales pages. And by the way, now that I'm showing you these formulas, you're going to see them. You won't be able to, like, once you see this, you can't unsee it. Once you know, you can't not know. So you're going to see every landing page you go to now, you're going to see, oh, this is the formula they're using. Okay. So they're sharing with you, yes, this worked, but it wasn't always this way. Or, like, but it took me a year to figure this out, or whatever. and then offer / call to action. Okay, so all of these work. And again, there are some discussions of like, is it ethical to start with a pain point? Is it, whatever, guys, honestly. So I, as I mentioned, what color should we use? Let's use the Amazon orange. I use this one right now because I really think that proof is so important, because this is not people's first rodeo. A lot of people have been burned by online people. People have bought products that did not live up to the hype. And so I really try to get as many results as possible by making really incredible products, and then sharing that proof as much as I can so people know, like, hey, I'm legit. I'm not going to be one of those people that burns you, okay? I can actually deliver the results I promise. So my personal preference is to push proof throughout an entire page, and I would highly recommend you do the same, okay? And so yeah, if you don't have proof, go get some. Okay, so I hope this is helpful. You know, I think once you learn it, it's fun. Hey guys, like, you can, I'm gonna leave this landing page link in the comments or in the description for you. You can go copy this, okay? Like, go, like, study it. There is nothing wrong with, like, studying other people's stuff. That is how you learn, by emulating, failing, seeing, hey, what's, you know, why did this work? Why didn't this work? Go check out this page and then be like, okay, mock-up. I'm gonna go make a mock-up. Okay, I need a headline that's, like, super juicy. Okay, I wanna use the Amazon orange. Okay, like, okay, Kaylee has a bunch of screenshots and testimonials here. How can I get screenshots and testimonials, right? Okay, Kaylee's got an about section. How can I do a concise about section where I'm smiling? Do I have a picture of me smiling? Okay, you're welcome to emulate this. I don't care. Abundance is real, okay? So hope this is helpful. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the comments, and I'm here to help.